Good morning, Taurus. Welcome back to the Warrior's Journey Tarot. This is going to be your weekend reading for Saturday, March 16th and Sunday, March 17th. Let me light some incense and then we'll get this going. It's probably going to be a little bit of a longer read. All right. Clean up the energy and get started. We're going to pull a 5-card spread as usual with Lion Strider Tarot, but I'm going to pull oracle cards from Gabrielle Bernstein's Miracles Now, Gateway Oracle cards by Denise Lynn, Camilla Morton's Fashion Oracle cards, Colette Baron reads Enchanted Map Oracle cards. Don't know where, there it is. All right. And then Work Your Light, Oracle cards by Rebecca Campbell. Wild Kuan Yin by Alana Fairchild. The Mystical Shaman Oracle cards by Colette Baron Reed, Alberto Villoldo, and Marcella Lobos. I'm running out of space. And then one of my favorites lately is it's probably going to be one of my favorites for this whole time here. It's the Buddha Wisdom Shakti Power by Laura Santi. All right, just because it's the weekend, so I just wanted to get a little bit more of the spiritual cards in there as well. Having hot chocolate, let me have a sip, one sec. All right. Maybe some more, and I knew we'd probably need two. It's just a little bit more. All right. This is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for Saturday and Sunday, March 16th and 17th, 2019. We're going to pull a 5-card spread. First card is the situation. Second card is Taurus. Third card is surrounding you. Fourth card is the outcome. And the card from the bottom of the deck is the underlying energy. Can we please get a 5-card spread for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the weekend of March 16th to the 17th, Saturday and Sunday. This is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus from March 16th to the 17th. Can we get a card representing the situation for Taurus for March 16th to the 17th, please? Oh, okay, that's the card here. The situation is justice. Can we get a card representing Taurus, please, on March 16th to the 17th? Can we get a card representing Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? Situation is justice. So, for some of you, it might be regarding legal matters. Documents, contracts, working out, legal agreements. It can even signify divorce or marriage. There's that sword again that we got yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? Maybe the day before. That's that same sword of truth, victory, and clarity. But then here Lady Justice has the scales. And it's an assurance that everything will work out fairly for everyone involved. So if you've been above board, it should be fine. If you haven't, it might be concerning, but we'll see where the rest of the cards come out. above all else, it's a call for you to be fair in all of your dealings. It's about balance. It's about making a judgment call that has the authority to affect your life and others' lives, possibly. So this is the karmic retribution card, karma being dished out, feeling like you want to be fair in what you're doing. There's a big sense of fairness, equality, justice, legal matters. So can we please get a card representing Taurus? It might even be about, with that sword, communications about these things, and especially speaking up and expressing your opinions about something that you might think is unfair and trying to balance that out. So can we please get a card for Taurus, representing Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus on the weekend, for the weekend of Saturday and Sunday, March 16th to the 17th. Can we get one card representing Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for Saturday, March 16th and Sunday, March 17th? There you go. The Star. 2 major arcana. We'll just take a peek. 8 of Wands. Okay. Can we get a card representing what is surrounding Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the weekend of March 16th to the 17th? What is surrounding Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the weekend of March 16th to the 17th? Already we see a major influence with Justice and the Star. They're 2 major arcana cards, meaning major secrets, and they will have a major influence. These are called fate cards. Whereas the lesser arcana cards are free will cards, easily changeable. The Star card is about, you see this woman in the picture, she's looking up at that star. It's kind of like when you wish upon a star, it's about your hope, a wish you have, and having hope and resilience that it will come true. This kind of gut feeling that you have, that stick-to-itiveness, that ability to manifest whatever that is that you are hoping for. So you're just waiting. It's kind of this card, waiting in a very divine way, with divine timing. Meaning your karma, other people's karmas, and planetary alignments, and all that working together to bring you what you want. So you feel like, with divine timing and sticking in there, if you are focused and you stay true to your wish there, or your dream, that it will come true. This card, the Star card, is an auspicious omen about that, saying that whatever you're really, really focused on getting, that you've been wishing for, if you hang in there, you kind of already know. You know in your guts that you'll get it. That's that Star energy. Also speaks to someone who gets a lot of attention, because it's the Star. So you might be somebody who's famous, somebody who's gotten acclaim, somebody who's well known. So let's keep going. Can we get a card representing what is surrounding Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the weekend of March 16th to the 17th, please? Okay, surrounding you is the Sun again. There's that clarity, there's that success, abundance, and joy. For some of you, it might be representing the sign of Leo as well. The Sun is about everything being visible to the eye in the bright light of day. There's no confusion. You got the Star, the Sun, now all you need is the Moon. My goodness. All right. So can we get an outcome card, please, for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the weekend of March 16th to the 17th? And I'll take the underlying card, the last card on the bottom, as the underlying issue as well. Can you please get a card for the outcome and the underlying issue? top and the bottom, for March 16th to the 17th, please. For Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the weekend of March 16th to the 17th. So the Sun energy, you know, the Sun is the most happiest card in the deck. It's about success. Anything from childbirth to joy to personal fulfillment, for wealth and abundance. The Sun is life-giving. It's male energy. Fire energy too with that. And this is what's surrounding you. I saw the, sorry, blah, blah, blah. The other title I wrote about having a path that you see clearly now. The rain is gone. All the obstacles in your way. But it's so true. That's a Sun card. Seeing everything clearly and seeing your path. Seeing everything as it truly is. No illusions, no delusions. Clarity. I saw one comment. Somebody goes, when does this clarity happen? Well, you saw what the date for the reading was. So it's for that day, and it's probably for around now. Also, I didn't mention, there's some planetary, you know, activity going on right now. I'm not an astrologer, but for the 14th, March 14th energy was so whack and off. It was so weird and heavy. And today is like the residue of that, I feel. So for some of you, you might be going through that as well. It's this Mercury retrograde in Aquarius that started yesterday, as well as this other transit. I think it's called Gandanta, I believe. It's all about these junctions at 120 degrees, and it keeps going by that increment, and it gets very complicated. But I think the basic point of it was, they said that the word means untying of karmic knots. Basically, it's going to be a somewhat unstable time where you might be going through reunions with people, but it's said to be a once-in-a-lifetime kind of incident where karma from your past, you know, the kind of situation where you're stuck with somebody where they're always in your life and you don't know why they're always around you. It's like you're stuck like glue, but you don't quite get along. They're not really like your type of people. There we go. Yeah, this is a side read here. There. Okay, this is the bottom card. That's what it wants to say. There it goes again. Okay. The 3 came out. So I'm going to take this as a side read just because it was like this when it came out. I think that's what I... because I was talking about that. Okay. Speaking to a loss. Letting something go. 6 of Pentacles, somebody who might have been dependent on you, or you might have been, this is a card of dependencies, giving and receiving, reciprocity, but you see the bird here giving to these other 2. Knight of Pentacles was the one that was like this, speaking to now moving on and leaving this. So let me just sidetrack this for a second. Rena, you were asking about that. You're saying you're like a one-apple juggler too. Basically, it's saying the untying of the karmic knot, why there's such heavy energy for the last 2 days from what I'm personally experiencing and from what I've seen on these videos that I've looked up, is that karma that you've had with people for a long time that you might not have wanted. They're not healthy for you. They're not good for you, but they're always around you for some reason. It's just inescapable. They're always around you, stuck like glue. Even if they're not physically around you, that mental energy is always there. This is the time it's saying there's the untying of karmic knots. I think it lasts until May 8th or something. So use this. Use this time to get rid of the people who don't serve in your best interest anymore. Okay, who are not following the same path, who are not at the same, not of the same thinking, okay? On the bottom, 4 of Pentacles, they're closed off, unreceptive. So that's what I was thinking. That 14th and 15th energy has been crazy. It's not crazy. It's kind of been very heavy. All right. So I'm going to get back to the main read here, because that was, as I was speaking to that untying of karmic knots, you saw we got the Three of Swords signifying loss, heartbreak, loss, disappointment. Okay, or it could just it doesn't have to be just relationships in love, like romantically. Anything that has been now, it's saying it's the time of loss, to leave, to let go, with dependencies here, karmic dependencies here, karmic giving, receiving, like these people and you, and that kind of interdependence on each other, dependencies on each other. And then the last one is Knight of Pentacles, leaving. So let's go back to the main reading here. Can we get an outcome though for Saturday 16th and March 17th? It's a good thing. You know it's a good thing. It's like having lead shoes when you want to fly. So March 16th to the 17th. Can we please get an outcome card and an underlying energy for March 16th to the 17th? Okay, I will take it. 10 of Swords. There's that loss. 3 of Cups. Underlying energy, that's your social network. Okay, and Page of Swords. All right, so this clarity, this success, everything that's surrounding you, what is the outcome? There's that sword. And the 10 of Swords. 10 of Swords is the ending. There's a lot of ways to end a relationship. Now we've talked about this. There's 8 of Cups where you can, no drama, walk away because you gave it your best shot. It's from your heart. You tried, it wasn't fulfilling, and you leave and look for something better. Something more fulfilling, okay? 10 of Swords is not a nice ending. It's a brutal ending. It's a situation that was not nice, okay? Not nice to you, possibly not nice to the other person. It's toxic. Look at this overkill of all the swords stuck in this animal. And just like any 10 of Swords card, it's brutal. It doesn't make it any better when it's in another deck. It's abuse, toxic, and the swords represent communication, like intellect, thoughts. So 10 of Swords is like all this like negative way of torturing someone and making them feel like hopeless and completely miserable. So this 10 of Swords energy is saying now it's over, it's done, and now you move on to the next phase. That's the good news about the 10 of Swords. We saw the 3 of Swords pop out on the side read. So it's no surprise here that the 10 of Swords, and I embrace this and I think it's a good thing. Leaving something that has been brutal. Let me just show you, even in this deck here. This is the 8 of Swords. These are not happy cards, right? 8 of Swords, then it goes to 9 of Swords, and look at this 9 of Swords. These are not happy cards, right? Look at this guy, scared to death. And then, I just want to go through the process, okay, here without animals, of how you get to the 10 of Swords. If it would, here's a 3 of Swords. And here we go. Here's the 10 of Swords. All along, this, like stabbing in the back, right? How many times do you want to get stabbed in your back, in your face, through your brain? How many times before you go, okay, that's enough? Even when it gets better, it goes to 8 of Swords, restrictions and fears. You better not do this or blah, blah, blah. Like you're leaving you like this all the time. So yeah, it might be sad that there's a loss because the 3 of Swords popped out in the past. But this is what you're leaving behind. It's not good for you. This is the time to let go of all those people who are not healthy and not good for you. This is a wonderful, astrologically speaking, planetarily, alignment speaking, wonderful time now to let go of people who are not good for you. People who've been around in your life that you just don't know why. That you know aren't good for you. And they're just somehow stuck like glue. Page of Swords on the bottom. Three of Cups. Underlying energy. Underlying energy, this is supposed to be a social card, right? It's about gatherings. It could be your girl squad, it could be your tribe, it could be your family gatherings, it could be you and your sisters, it could be dating, whatever it is and how that represents you. Generally speaking, the Three of Cups is a positive time for celebrating success, just like the Sun here. Because of all of this positive energy that you have going on, this is you, Taurus, the star, like the stick-to-itiveness of hang in there, it will get better, you know it, right? Because you're the star. Around you, you got the Sun, clarity, success coming in. But the situation calls for justice, and justice calls for the end of this toxic situation, and it's regarding some social aspect of your life. Picking and choosing who in your tribe works for your best interest and who is always trying to sabotage and stab you in the back. There you go. All right. Now I'm going to pull a, you know what, I'll just do the Wild Kuan Yin. Why not? Let's pull a Wild Kuan Yin Oracle card for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the weekend of the 16th and 17th. I really encourage you guys to use this opportunity to get rid of toxic relationships that have been in your life for a long time. Because if this planetary stuff is true, you know, the stuff that I've been looking at, I can't wait to get started. It's exciting. There we go, we got two. Says you are one of a kind. Your own path will never be exactly the same as anyone else's. The type of frequency you hold is as individual as your fingerprints. That uniqueness cannot ever be taken from you, co-opted by another, or compromised in any way. Relish your uniqueness and share it lovingly, freely, joyfully with the world. That's this beautiful card here. I'll leave this over here. The next one is the creative power. The mind often wants to see and know exactly what is around the corner. But to manifest, we have to give up certainty and embrace the creative process. Choosing to live creatively will bring you more joy and success than any amount of certainty ever could. This is a very good card here. Very auspicious. All right, and then two fell out, but the one on the bottom was this one. That's a very positive card. There's a white rooster here, and I think there's a white goat in the background, but this looks very barren. Oasis of hope. The successes that seem impossible are all the more precious for their unlikelihood. These are reminders of divine power, the triumph of hope, of winning against the odds. Remember that life thrives hidden even in the desert. Do not give up hope. Believe in the inevitability of your beautiful destiny. All right. Let us move on to Gabrielle Bernstein, Miracles Now. I'll put this. And the Page of Swords energy, you know, this is for some of you, if you're learning something new, okay, studying some new topic, going back to school. For some of you, if you have a child who's a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, air sign. And for others, it's my stalker card. Somebody who's watching you, and that might be what this is about as well. All right, so can we please get a card, and I'll take the underlying as well for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus from March 16th to the 17th. Okay, on the top we've got, the key to getting what I want is to ask for it. And the one at the bottom is, I allow people to witness their behavior so I can help them move beyond it. All right. So for some of you, it's about speaking up. And this, I allow people to witness their behavior. It's just kind of implying that, you know, people are acting effed up around you. Okay. This is Camilla Morton's Fashion Oracle cards. Let's just get some inspiration in here before we get all heavy into the spiritual cards. Can we get a card and the underlying one for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for March 16th to the 17th? This is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for March 16th to the 17th. All right. Christian Louboutin. Statements should stand on a platform. Heel height is up to you. Souls should be passionate. Souls should be red. Wear heels as high as your hopes and dreams. Let's leave that there. And then Coco Chanel. Nice. Tweed and twin sets support women's rights. Elegance and perfume are life's only essentials. Fashion isn't what you wear, it's who you should be. Okay, so let's put these away. Let's read a little bit about them. See what we can get. Christian Louboutin. Louboutin is the flamboyant, whatever, is the flamboyant shoe designer with the signature shiny red lacquer sole. His first job was at Folie Bergère, but then he swapped show business for shoe business, working for Charles Jourdan and Roger Vivier, before setting up his own company in Paris in 1991. The exotic and exuberant mix in his work, which also reflects his love of travel, Egypt, and women. Collaborations include working with Jean-Paul Gaultier and more recently Disney's Cinderella. He has now also moved into the world of beauty with a line of nail varnishes, which is how the first Red Sole was created, and lipsticks for his well-heeled fans, including Dita Von Teese and Jennifer Lopez. There's a lot there, don't you think? I know, I saw this one artwork. It was, I think it's called The Barmaid at the Folie Bergère. And this chick looks like she's just, you should Google it. It's supposed to be some kind of place that was, you know, all the well-to-do used to go to, and very social. It was a bar, and other things went on there as well. And then there's this barmaid there who just looks like she's just numb and doesn't want to be there, on autopilot, basically. And then there's other things here where they speak to, he also worked more recently for Disney's Cinderella, and we all know how Cinderella gets treated, right? Like this, Ten of Swords. And then it goes on to speak about Dita Von Teese and Jennifer Lopez. All right, that's all I have to say about that. And then let's go to Coco Chanel. Gabrielle Coco Chanel was a fashion designer, feminist, and entrepreneur. Her first boutique sold millinery, but her empire grew to produce clothes, jewelry, handbags, fragrances, and cosmetics. As determined as she was ambitious, Chanel rose from the poorhouse to international fame with fashion that aimed to liberate women from their corsets. Yeah, because her sets there, they weren't so freaking restrictive and painful to wear. She created the little black dress, gave women a suit of their own in tweed, and declared it should be worn with pearls. You go, girl. Chanel embodied the attitude of her brand. Marilyn Monroe said she wore only No. 5 perfume to bed, while women from Garbo and Dietrich to Jackie Kennedy famously wore her label. Very girl power, isn't she? My goodness. All right, so let's move on from there. Thank you. I think I will pick, let's see, where shall we go from here? Let's go to Gateway Oracle cards, Denise Lynn. This is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the weekend of March 16th to the 17th. Okay, on the top, planting seeds. Seeds of grace are being planted in the fertile soil of my soul. So I'm going to move these down a little bit and make some room. Over here. There we go. And the one on top, is that the one on top? Was that the one on top? Oh shit, I forgot. I'm sorry. I forgot which was the top and which was the bottom. Can we please get a card for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? The planting seeds card is just about while you're in this kind of mode of creativity and creating and manifesting, it's saying don't forget to keep planting seeds for the future harvests as you go, thinking about your future. All right, can we please get a card, I'm sorry, from March 16th to the 17th? Okay. Dwelling in truth, I stand in the light of truth. Yeah, there's that sword again. Making a difference. All right, sorry about that. Let's go back to making a difference. This is speaking to the story of when you're doing things that make a difference in other people's lives, not to feel bad if it's not something that's going to end world hunger or end their problems completely. It's saying your effort, no matter how small your effort is making a difference for positivity. This story relates to a person who was saving starfish that were washed up on the beach, and in spite of the fact that he couldn't save them all because there was way too many, he still would continue to make the effort to save the few that he could. So it's saying you are making a difference. Whatever it is that you're doing, you're making a difference. Don't feel bad or get hard on yourself thinking that it's futile, because any effort you do makes an impact truly on the rest of the world, because we are all connected. Dwelling in truth, I stand in the light of truth. Let's read that one. The soul loves the truth. Be honest with yourself and listen to your inner guidance. Follow it by speaking your truth. Tonight, to thine own self be true. You radiate the energy of truth to others so they can find their truth. The universe wants you to know. There is a place inside of you that always knows the truth. Take time to be still, to discover that genuine place of knowing within. Often the hardest thing about living your truth is discovering what it is. So it's important to slow down, be quiet, and listen to the whispers of your soul. If there's an area of your life in which you are not being authentic or where you're not living in integrity, this is the time to make some changes. And that's with this Justice card here as well. Questions to ask yourself. Is there an area of my life where I'm not living in integrity? Now, integrity is such a fantastic word. Integrity, there's a quote or a meme or something. Is like, it says, integrity is what you do when no one's looking. I have that saved on my phone. I love it. Okay, so is there an area of my life where I'm not living in integrity? What do I need to do to be in accordance with my deepest truth? Is there anyone who isn't being truthful with me, and do I need to take action regarding this situation? Yeah, you do. Okay, cut it off. Cut it off. All right. Dwelling in truth. Now, I'm not saying you can't forgive people. No, of course, but, you know, like the starfish, you can only do so much, right? You can't be a martyr here. Do what you can. All right. I think I'm going to pick this one actually first. The Enchanted Map by Colette Baron Reid. This is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for March 16th to the 17th. Can we get a card for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for March 16th to the 17th? Please. I'll take the top card and the underlying one. So far, it looks heavy, guys. It looks like you're on a path. You found your path. You see clarity. You see success. It's coming into your life if it hasn't already. And in the process, it's shaking things up. And as I said before, with this I think it's Gandant, I don't know. In, where is it? Where did I write this? Give me a second. I wrote notes on this because I was just so interested. Okay, so it's Gandant, end of a karmic knot, something that has tied you. And it's from 14th of March to the 8th of May. Jupiter is going to transit over the Gandant zone. Okay, so it's Jupiter. And it says Saturn and Ketu break stereotypes. It's a once-in-a-lifetime transit. Jupiter's has wisdom. Scorpio and Sag will be most affected. A gift may be given in a very secret manner. It's high force. Basically, what I got out of this is it's a time to untie those karmic knots. All right. So it's Jupiter. Jupiter, and what does it say? Yep. Oh, there we go. Okay, we got two. Intention and home. 22, 27. And on the bottom is follow the leader again. We got follow the leader yesterday. It's just saying, I'll breeze over it. I don't want to see, I know the gist of these cards. I just don't like to summarize it in my words all the time because I feel like there's things in the definition that might resonate for you, so I try to read it. Just like my tarot card reading, when I speak to what came before or what the symbolism is in the tarot card, it's just so you know where it's coming from. All right. 22, intention, deliberate, clear intentions have the power to change your world. Your objectives will be fulfilled at this time. Inspired intentions are like magic arrows shot into the sky. The universe is bringing you a gift, showing you that you're hitting your mark. Recognize that you're not the one who has to do all the work, however. Others help you co-create reality. You connect to the power of your intention, sending it out into the field, then allow for synchronicity to work its magic. Perhaps the good intentions of others will inspire you to send out beautiful ones of your own. Own the life you want to lead and live deliberately with clarity and detachment. Clarity and detachment. Let it go. Detachment. There you go. Home, 27. Justice would be detachment there. All right. You are comfortable in your own skin. You belong. Peace, security, safety, belonging, and all the features one would want from home are indicated now. The home card represents an invitation to experience what it's like to be secure in your own skin, to live comfortably no matter what is happening in the world around you. It is a time for opening your eyes to your tribe of like-minded people, or one special person who makes you feel like you've come home. Home is love, and love is all around you now. Whatever your inquiry, you are where you're meant to be and will reap great benefits by staying on this path regardless of where it leads. Home will always be with you. It is where the heart is. Follow the leader, number 40. And it says, every life is a teaching tool for others. Your authenticity and honesty are an example to those around you. You're being called to lead others by example. Your wisdom has been earned as a result of your bravery in the adventure of your life. The experiences of battles won and lost, places discovered, tears shed, and joy revealed have placed you in a unique position to be of service to others. Your suffering has been crystallized into a talisman of wisdom. Now you must share it. By being fully authentic, you'll lead others into the light. You'll be required to divulge some things about your past so that you may help someone else. Lead with love. There is another message here as well. Look to those whose great character and accomplishments you admire. Emulate the leaders you respect. You will then in turn have more to offer. Absolutely. All right. Where are we at now? Let's pull a Mystical Shaman Oracle card. Can you get one card, please, for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? And I'll take the underlying energy as well. Oh, okay. This says the curse, the earth keeper, the child, the council. Okay, but that's too many. And water. Okay, can we please get one card? Can you get one card, please, for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for March 16th to the 17th? Can you get one card, please? Upper world and soul retrieval. There's a butterfly there. All right. These are kind of short. 59. So it says the essence. Oh no, is this 59? That's 60. The essence of this card. Angels, divine helpers, the ancient ones, and all varieties of luminous beings populate the upper world. It is the place where you go to retrieve your destiny and find out who you will become. Discover your great potentials and undreamt of possibilities. It is also the place where the spirits of the dead arrive when they complete their journey to the light. The invitation. The upper world is calling you to step into your fully realized self, clear distractions so that you can move into a higher destiny. Do not fall to the temptation to craft a slightly more improved version of yourself. What you perceive as a problem or an obstacle is in fact the irritation you need to take the great leap. Remember, you cannot cross the Grand Canyon in 2 small jumps. And then 49. We keep getting this big leap. It like the Fool card, taking a leap of faith. All right. Soul retrieval, the essence it says, is soul retrieval is a practice that helps you to recover a part of yourself, your energy, your enthusiasm, or your innocence that you have lost. At first, we'll use soul retrieval to recover from our hurts and heal our childhood wounds. Later, we learn to journey to recover our original nature, that self that never left the Garden of Eden, who still speaks to the rivers, to the trees, and to God, or whoever you believe in. When we return to Eden, we are whole again. The invitation, you are no longer fragmented. You are one with creation. You have healed the cause of the pain you feel, so you do not need to dwell on it any longer. Really, it's true. If you are still hovering over an old wound, find a new flight path. Don't be distracted with the little stuff you've already mastered. Go for the big one, the journey back to Eden. You see? Got this clarity saying leave this. Okay. All right. Where are we now? Let's get a Rebecca Campbell Work Your Light Oracle card. Again, this is for the weekend of March 16th and 17th. Boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? Keepers of the earth. You are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. Boundaries. Look at all the hands reaching out. How exhausting. Boundaries. 44. 44. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? You're being called to create clearer boundaries in your life. This could be with your friends, family, or work. Saying yes when you really mean no leads to resentment, which is the biggest energy drain ever. At first, it might only be a little bit and not feel like a big deal, but before you know it, your energy field becomes porous and you are left feeling depleted, resentful, or taken advantage of. Saying no and having clear boundaries is actually a spiritual act. The most giving, loving, compassionate people are those with the clearest boundaries, for when they say yes, they are able to give unconditionally. When your boundaries are clear, others know where they stand and you are able to give freely. If you are not clear where your boundaries lie, this causes confusion, resentment, and energetic cords to be planted. If you are saying yes when you really mean no, you are likely needing something yourself. Ask yourself, what part of me needs something from them? It could be a need for approval, a fear of being seen a certain way, or a fear of loss. The best way to gauge your boundaries is to check in with your belly. Belly is your second brain. It has an intelligence known as your gut feelings. Tune into this space, decide what's okay for you, how does it feel, what's it trying to communicate with you. So work your light inquiry. Where in your life do you need to establish better boundaries? And then keepers of the earth. You are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. This is like the Ascended Masters, the Council of Light, higher beings, light beings, your own ancestors, keepers of the earth. 92. You are so supported. You do not stand alone. You have a magnificent team of helpers, both in this world and of the earth, who are here to help you every step of the way. Call upon them for assistance. They are here to help. The keepers of the earth acknowledge the work that you have done already and are ready to work through you. They bow at your feet and thank you for wanting to stand for them. To devote your life to protecting the earth in your unique way, it is time to increase your capacity to receive support in the physical realm. This can come in the form of financial abundance, acts of service from strangers, or people flocking to help you in your work. The only thing that is stopping you right now is your capacity to receive support. You deserve to be rewarded for the work that you are doing. You do not need to go at it alone. Call upon the keepers of the earth to help you and your mission. Open your heart and your mind to receiving more than you ever thought possible. What kind of support do you need? Call it in right away. Hold the card on your heart and say, I am open to receiving a whole new level of support for my life and my work, and I call it in now. Include any other specific requests here, and then say thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. saying that the help is there if you need it, especially with your ancestors, your ancestor spirits, your spiritual guides here. Whoa, look at that. Just came out like that. Look, and it right to here. Para, the ancient tantric mother goddess, origin of all goddesses, mother energy pours forth life. That was, we've gotten her before for the other weekend. I'm gonna have to, isn't that beautiful? Isn't that lovely? All right, and the one at the bottom. Kali, Tromanagmo's mandala mansion. Stand firm to cut through tension, doubt, and fear. We know Goddess Kali, don't we? Goddess Kali in Hinduism, what does she do? She's like the tower moment. She breaks down something, and at the time you might feel like, oh my goodness, what a loss. But she's breaking down something that wasn't stable in the first place, and then something better comes. There's liberation there. There's freedom there. And then you get to start over and start fresh. All right, so let's read. Number 4. Origin of all the goddesses. Para nourishes the universe by pouring forth the nectar of life. She is the hidden energy, the luminous white light, the original creator, observer, and destroyer, presiding over the destruction and transformation of the universe. Her Sanskrit name means supreme, as she is the highest manifestation of a goddess and the ancient source of many other goddesses. Saraswati is her non-tantric equivalent. Out of nothing, glowing in a dark grove of kadamba trees, she begins to appear. Dressed in spotless white linen and wearing many jewels made of pearl and crystal, her celestial beauty is so blinding that it is difficult to look at her. Her face contains the radiance of 1,000,000 stars, and the moon rests in her crown. She holds the book of all wisdom and a crystal mala, a counterpart to the Christian rosary for counting her mantras between thumb and index finger, held in the gesture of knowledge. Para bestows enlightenment, the defeat of death, and the granting of eloquence and knowledge. She is the very essence of wisdom. Okay, I get that's why they likened her to Saraswati. All right. Who is also the goddess of knowledge and wisdom and the arts. Okay, Kali Tromanagmo's mandala mansion. Kali's mandala glows dark midnight blue, as Kali's color is blue-black. The outer edge is a ring of fire, and inside that is a fence providing protection from any who would enter unprepared or without the right motivation. Passing through these levels, you approach a lotus, born in the muck beneath the water and rising up into the purity of the sky. It has bloomed from her heart and invites you in. The syllables ha, ri, ni, sa, part of her mantra, slowly appear on the petals, glowing and then burning and shining brighter and brighter. Their light invites the nectar of wisdom from the hearts of all the Buddhas to dissolve within you, mixing together to become a great ocean of wisdom. Kali, or Tromanagmo in Tibetan, is the great wrathful mother of compassion. Her intensity burns through the fabric of duality, the illusion of this and that, right and wrong, God separate from me. She is the main deity in the Vajrayana pacification of suffering practice called Jud. It is traditionally done in cremation grounds and places that bring us face to face with fear. So we learn to cut through the obstacles of tension, doubts, and fears, the obstacles that deny us access to joy. Jud is ancient, one of the earliest Vajrayana sadhanas. It is a practice of self-sacrifice. Doing Jud starts with visualizing, making an offering of our most valuable possession, our body, and transforming it into a magical nectar as a gift to all beings in all realms. Through making that offering, we initiate a flow between us and everything else. We begin to appreciate that all forms are completely interconnected and that there is, in fact, an underlying unity. Her mandala is a map that shows the way from the outer world through the layers of an energetic system into an inner sacred world where you meet the divine. It is a microcosm of the macrocosm of an energy system. Be it a universe, an ecosystem, a human being, or one cell, all are organized by the same dynamism and have a similar structure. Mandalas help focus the mind and keep meditation places sacred. Like the rose windows in European cathedrals, They are a circle of beauty with symbols that move from chaos to a still point to illustrate leaving the wildness of the outer world to find the harmony within. Alright folks, that was the reading for Saturday and Sunday. It got a little heavy here. It's very spiritual. It's a weekend read. I'm going to link some other videos. The last 2 days, honestly, has been heavy energy. I've been like a little bit drained when I wake up in the morning. Lots of dreams. And I think it's this planetary stuff that's going on. That's what's influencing me. So maybe you guys are going through that too. Hopefully things lighten up soon. Otherwise, have a wonderful weekend. And I'm going to have some other readings posted for you guys. Talk soon. Take care. Love you all. Have fun. Bye.